So these are the Beats Studio Pros, and I've been waiting for a very long time for these headphones because the last time that Apple updated their Beats Studio headphones, it was back in 2017. And obviously, a lot of things has changed. So today we're actually going to go ahead and unbox these headphones. And, we got very different packaging from what we got last time. Very simple. Here comes the reveal. Oh, we also have a new case here. So these headphones come included with a soft shell case. That is actually not a good sign, I feel, because with headphones of this price range, they do come included with hard shell cases like these. Let's see what else comes included on the box. Well, we've got scan for product guide. Looks like the cables and whatnot are going to be inside the carrying case. So, like we just saw, these headphones come included with a soft shell case. Not the greatest first impression, given that if you were to get a pair of Sony headphones or Bose headphones, you are going to get a hard shell case. But at least this is better than the case that comes included with the AirPod Max. But actually, we're just going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, so the Beats Studio Pros are still using the same collapsible, foldable design. Where are our cables? Oh, here they are. Okay, so we've got cables here and cables here. Okay, so we've got a bit of good news here. So these headphones come included with a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, which means the Beats Studio Pros now charge via a USB-C port, which is actually very important because the Beats Studio 3s charge via a micro USB port, and micro USB was basically out the door back in 2018, 2019. Once 2019 came around, you wanted to see USB-C charging. So the good thing is these now charge via a USB-C port. The bad thing is that since they are marketed towards, like, let's say your iPhone user, you're not going to be able to use your iPhone's charger to charge your headphones up like you can with the AirPod Max. But the really important thing here is the Beats Studio Pros still have, and they come included with an audio cable because they still have a 3.5mm audio jack. Now this, I feel, is very important because if we were to compare it to the AirPod Max, the AirPod Max do not have an audio jack. They only have this lightning port here. Now you can still use the AirPod Max with a wired connection if you want. If you want to hook up your AirPod Max to, let's say, an airplane's infotainment system, but you would have to get Apple's lightning to audio jack cable, which is sold separately, which personally I do feel is a bit of a ripoff. But thankfully, these still have a built-in 3.5mm audio jack, and they come included with the audio cable. I know that sounds very basic, but I do have to point it out. Now, when it comes to the actual headphones themselves, they have your classic Beats Studio headphone design. This design still feels a little flimsy when compared to these other headphones. We're gonna have to see how these headphones hold up. But one important upgrade that I do notice right off the bat is that these ear cups look a lot more spacious, and that's actually a very good thing. Now, when it comes to tech specs, it looks like these headphones are going to have a better active noise cancellation, but more importantly, they're now going to have an ambient mode, which is actually a feature that these headphones have been missing for a very long time. These headphones also have an improved battery life. I believe it's 40 hours with their active noise cancellation turned off. That's average. But more importantly, it also looks like these headphones are going to have better sound quality. Now, in general, Apple's Beats Studio headphones have a decent sound quality to them, but definitely wasn't the best. But I will admit the AirPod Max have a very good sound quality to them. So we're gonna see how the Beats Studio Pros sound, because I will be honest, the last few products from Apple have sounded really good. I actually really like how the AirPod Pro 2 sound. I like how the Beats Studio Buds AirPods sound. I also like how the AirPod Max sound. So sound quality wise, I do have high hopes for the Beats Studio Pros. And when it comes to their active noise cancellation, I do have high hopes for them, simply because the active noise cancellation on the AirPod Max was very impressive. I mean, like, it took a few years for the AirPod Max to be dethroned by the Sony 1000 XM5s. Also, when it comes to the media controls on these headphones, they're still using the same 3-button layout here, which, most headphones these days are using touchpads, but this is definitely going to come down to taste. Some people just don't like to use touchpads on their headphones, because sometimes touchpads can be a little finicky, but these are still using physical buttons. So some people are probably going to like that. But personally, in 2023, I was kind of expecting these to have either a touchpad or maybe even move over to a haptic touchpad like what's found on the original AirPods, or maybe some type of new mechanism like what's found on the AirPod 3. But actually right now we're going to do a quick comparison of the hard shell carrying cases from all of these other headphones and compare it to the case that comes included with the Beats Studio Pros. Alright, so we're just actually going to go ahead and collapse this. So this case is going to be a little thicker than most because these headphones don't fold flat or lay down flat. So this is for the Beats Studio Pros. These are the Sony XB910Ns. These are the Sony 1000 XM5s. Again, small. The footprint is a little larger than the Beats Studio Pros, but this case is thinner and it's also hard shell. But then these are the 1000 XM5s, and one of my biggest critiques about these headphones is that their case is rather large because these don't have a fully collapsible design. They only lay down flat. Here's the Bose NC700s, whose case also has a large footprint because these aren't fully collapsible. These also only lay down flat, but this case is much more practical. It does a better job of protecting your headphones than the case that comes included with the Beats Studio Pros. And these are the Bose QC45s, which personally, these are my favorite headphones to fly with. And finally, these are the AirPod Max. Now, again, this carrying case, it's not really going to protect your headphones because the entire headband here is just exposed. So this is definitely something that I feel Apple needs to fix with the next generation of AirPod Max. All right, and right now we're actually going to do a quick Earcup comparison on the Beats Studio Pros with these other headphones. So these are the Beats Studio Pros. They look fairly spacious compared to their predecessors. These are the Sony WH720Ns, which are one of the most comfortable headphones out there right now. These are my favorite headphones for the gym. These are the XB910Ns. Now, these earcups are also fairly spacious and comfortable, but they can heat up a little fast because they do have a considerable amount of padding to them. These are the Sony 1000 XM4s, which are also spacious, but these have less padding than the XB910Ns, so they don't heat up as fast. These are the Sony 1000 XM5s, which have a very big diameter to them, but they are a little shallow, so they can press down on your ears a little bit. Now here are the Bose QC45s, and these are super spacious, they're very deep, and they also don't have a lot of padding to them, so these ear cups don't heat up super quickly. These are the Bose NC700s. These are also super spacious and they're also very deep, and they also don't heat up too quickly because they don't have a lot of padding to them. And finally, these are the AirPod Max. These are fairly spacious and these are fairly deep. My critique about these ear cups is that they are fabric, and this fabric can get a little itchy at times. So these aren't my favorite just because this material can get a little itchy. Whereas with the Beats Studio Pros, these are using leatherette, and I actually must say this leatherette is fairly soft and fairly supple. It feels like very good quality leatherette. We're only going to have to see if these are going to press down on your ears because these ear cups do look a little shallow. Alright, so that was a quick look on the Beats Studio Pros. We did a quick unboxing. We compared the cases. Personally, I'm not too impressed with the case that comes included with these headphones. Now, the ear cups on the Beats Studio Pros do look like an improvement from their predecessors, but we're gonna have to see how these compare to these other headphones fit-wise. As for the build quality, again, I'm a little iffy on the build quality of these headphones, but nonetheless, we're gonna save all of that for the full review. But yeah, so those are the Beats Studio Pros. Got our case here. We got a little pocket to put our cable in. So yeah, those are the Beat Studio Pros. Look out for the full review in the near future.